Hello YouTube, my name is Lottie and this is my deck tech video for my Grimgrin Zombie Aristocrats deck. It is not a zombie type deck. We are just pretending to be one. We're actually a Aristocrats deck and we're trying to combo off while pretending to be a zombie deck, trying to not be the threat in the table, pretending to be a zombie type. So let's get into it. Yeah, okay, so let me just go ahead and pull out my deck. We're using the Cat deck box, the XL. Pretty cool deck box. Pretty tough. And so we got our tokens here. And the good thing about this deck box is that you can insert your you can buy this off of Shopee and then buy your dices and stuff. And it fits right on top. See? Yeah. And we got our tokens over here, right? And then we also got our commander. So let's go ahead and talk about our commander first, shall we? So our commander is Grimgrin Corpseborn. Grimgrin enters tapped and doesn't untap during your untap step. Sacrifice a creature, untap Grimgrin, and put a +1/+1 counter on it. Whenever Grimgrin attacks, destroy target creature defending player controls, then put a +1/+1 counter on Grimgrin. On its surface, it looks like a Voltron deck, where we want to pump Grimgrin and attack and smack people and win via commander damage, but that's not the plan. Although, if given the opportunity, that is a viable, ways to win, But that's not the goal. Our goal is to combo off. And the main purpose of Grimgrin is its colors. We're in the mirror. We want blue and black. And also the fact that he is a sack outlet on demand in the command zone. And so he is a really, really cool commander. And we're going to use him to bait people out. Because once you play him and you start to untap him, make him grow big, he will eat removal. It's going to draw a lot of hate. And we want to draw that hate. We want to make people think that, Grimgrin is the problem. And so we're going to take away their swords. We're going to take away their, what other removal spells are there, right? But anyways, this is a great commander. We're going to attract a lot of hate using this commander. And we're going to use that to our advantage because we don't want people seeing the real commander. And we'll get to that part in a bit. So let me go ahead and move Grimgrin to the side. There you go. And he's there you go. Much better. Okay. Oh no. We're gonna destroy our cards. Okay, here we go. So we're using katana sleeves. I love them. Katana sleeves are the best. So sponsor me, please. All right, here we go. So here is our true commander. Our true commander is Gravecrawler. Gravecrawler. This creature is a zombie for 1 black mana. You may cast this card from your graveyard as long as you control a zombie. We'll get to the explaining part, but basically we want to loop this guy from our graveyard, sacking him to Grimgrin or a Phyrexian altar to get the black mana and constantly loop him out of the graveyard and back into the battlefield, dying, going back to the graveyard, and then going back to the battlefield. Now, that loop effect will cause our opponents to drain their life. Now, we have a few sack outlets inside of our deck. So the first one that we got is, so let's move our commander over here. We got, the first one is Phyrexian Altar. So this is a proxy. It looks really good. Yeah. And the next one is Ashnod's Altar, another sack outlet that produces mana. We got Yawgmoth Thron Physician, another sack outlet that allows us to draw and also put -1/-1 counters on our opponent's creatures. We can also do that to our creatures to kill them. We pay 1 life to do that. Carrion Feeder, another sack outlet. Sacrifice a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on Carrion Feeder. And then, yeah, it's only 1 mana. And it's a zombie. You can only do the Gravecrawler thing as long as you control a zombie. So this is a zombie. This is a zombie. And another one. It's another zombie. So Warren Soul Trader. Pay 1 life, sacrifice another creature, create a treasure token. So this allows you to loop in Gravecrawler, sack him to Warren Soul Trader, pay the 1 life, and get a treasure token, which you can use to cast Gravecrawler again from the graveyard. Now, these are, the combo lines that we have for Gravecrawler, right? There you go. Those allows you to sacrifice Gravecrawler constantly, right? And allow you to continue the loop, right? So that's one side of the story. The other side of the story, another combo outlet that we have that allows us to kill stuff and then get them back, is through Putrid Goblin, Mikaeus, and Walking Ballista. So if you don't know what this guy does, Mikaeus the Unhallowed, whenever a human deals combat damage to you, destroyed. That usually doesn't matter. But what matters is other non-human creatures you control. We don't have any humans here. We only have zombies. Get +1/+1 and have Undying. When a creature with Undying dies, if it had no +1/+1 counters on it, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control with a +1/+1 counter. How does this combo work? So we have Putrid Goblin. We sacrifice Putrid Goblin to any of our sack outlets. Because Putrid Goblin has Persist, when it comes back, it will have a -1/-1 counter on it. And since Mikaeus cancels that out with the +1/+1 counter, Putrid Goblin comes back an infinite number of times. So we don't have to cast it anymore. We just need to sacrifice it. So that's the reason why we have so many sacrifice outlet. And that looping effect allows it to die multiple times, infinitely, actually. So the same goes with Walking Ballista. When Walking Ballista enters with X +1/+1 counters on it. So when this one dies, it always comes back with a +1/+1 counter because of Mikaeus. So you shoot yourself. It shoots itself with a +1/+1 counter on it. So it dies because of that. If you have another outlet, you can shoot other people. But, that's the basic idea. Now, we're going to go to payoffs. We have so many creatures dying, but how do we benefit from that? So we have payoffs for our Aristocrat strategy. We got Vengeful Dead. Whenever another zombie is put into a graveyard from play, each opponent loses 1 life. This only works for zombies, so it doesn't work with the Walking Ballista, right? Also, Sephiroth. This is a lot of good stuff in one card, but the whole point is whenever another creature dies, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. If this is the 4th time this ability has resolved, this transforms Sephiroth to Supernova. But you know, the point is, whenever a creature dies, target opponent loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life. Yeah. An Aristocrat's payoff, Blood Artist. So let's go and put him back into our katana sleeves. Plague Belcher. Whenever a zombie you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. This also combos with Mikaeus because it comes in with 2 -1/-1 counters on target creature you control. So yeah, it can kill itself. We have Ayara, First of Lochthwain. This is not a die trigger though, it is an enters trigger. Whenever a black creature enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life, and it also draws you a card by sacrificing a creature. Next one. Funeral Room. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and gains 1 life. And the other one, the other room, is when you unlock the store, return all creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Really strong. Diagraph Captain. It's a zombie type of thing where it, boosts your zombies, but we really don't care about that. What we care about is whenever another zombie you control dies, target opponent loses 1 life. And this one is really good. This is from the new set, Lorwyn. When this enchantment enters, you become the Monarch. At the beginning of your end step, if you're the Monarch, return up to 1 target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. And the important part, whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life. Now, what is the Monarch? Let me pull up the token for that. The Monarch, at the beginning of your end step, draw a card. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, its controller becomes the Monarch. The reason why we like this, we don't necessarily want to be the Monarch, because if another person is the Monarch, our opponents will be incentivized to attack that person, so that way they can be the Monarch and draw a card. So we don't want the hate. We want them attacking themselves. So we really don't care about being the Monarch. Being the Monarch is an added bonus because you get this part right here where you get to recur something. But mostly, we have enough recursion engines inside the deck that allows us to do that. Bastion of Remembrance. Let me zoom in. There you go. When Bastion of Remembrance enters, create a 1/1 white human creature soldier token. That's good. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Really cool card for our Aristocrats strategy. Okay, next. Next is Rooftop Storm. Rather than pay 0, you may pay 0 rather than pay the mana cost for zombie creature spells you cast. So this allows us to cast zombies for free. Really good card. Another recursion piece. Pay 2 life, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Really good card. Oversold Cemetery. Another recursion piece. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have 4 or more creature cards in your graveyard, which we will have eventually, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So our creatures never die. I mean, this one, I think this one is good enough for the deck. Red Horde Invasion. Whenever a zombie token you control with power 6 or greater attacks, it gains lifelink until end of turn. We got Grimgrin attacking, so he has lifelink. It's another way for us to gain back the life that we're losing. And so yeah, and it also creates bodies for us to sacrifice with. Really, it's a good early game card that gives us blockers and stuff. So I like it. Necro Duality. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield, if it's a zombie, under your control, create a token that's a copy of that creature. Yep, allows us to double on our zombies. Allows you to combo off with another zombie that I'll be sharing with you in a bit. So this is our draw engines. So draw a card when a zombie dies and lose 1 life. Another one, whenever a non-token creature you control dies, this creature deals 1 damage to you and you draw a card. So another way for us to draw things. And the oldie but a goodie, the most consistent card for black, Phyrexian Arena. You gotta love it. You know, draws you cards. Skull Clamp. A lot of our creatures die. And if we have this on the field, we're gonna turbocharge things. This is another draw card spell that we use, but I mainly use this for protection. Why? Okay, so let's say, for example, we have Gravecrawler on the battlefield, and somebody decides to Swords to Plowshares our main combo piece, right? We don't want that happening. So what we do is, in response, I'ma sacrifice Gravecrawler, puts him into the graveyard, and that way the exile effect fizzles. So our Gravecrawler is safe, hiding away inside of the graveyard, and then later on we can like recur it using our recursion engines that I shared earlier. So I mainly use this for that, but if you know that your opponent doesn't have anything like that or any exile effects, you can use it to draw. Okay, here are our ramps. Dark Ritual, Pitiless Plunderer. A lot of our creatures will die, and having Pitiless Plunderer create treasure tokens, and every time a creature dies, will help us a lot. This one I got off from a pack. It is Emmet Sulch, also known as Kirk, son of Yawgmoth. For each black in a cost, you may pay 2 life rather than pay that mana. If you want to really turbocharge yourself and get that, get those cards out as soon as possible, Kirk is going to help us out with that. Okay, moving on to our counter package. We got Negate. A lot of cheap counter spells. I'm not rich. Arcane Denial. Swan Song. And an offer you can't refuse. And alright, here you go. We got gift. This is our tutor package. Number 1, Gifts Ungiven. The reason why we have this is because it allows you to tutor for 4 cards. 2 cards go into your hand and the others go to your graveyard. And most of the time, we don't really care if they go into the graveyard because we can just recur them. So, a really broken card. Why did they unban it? We got Victimize. So in case we got those 2 creatures in the graveyard, we can instantly put them back using Victimize. We got Diabolic Intent. Another way to sacrifice a thing and then get a creature card or anything if you want. And Grim Servant. This is a really good card. The reason why I like it is because it's a tutor on a creature body. That means it will allow you to tutor for stuff. And when it goes to the graveyard, and if you victimize it, it enters the battlefield again and allows you to tutor again. So it's a recurring tutor, which I like. Really strong card. Another tutor that we have is Vile Entomber. When Grim Servant puts it into your hand, Vile Entomber puts it in the graveyard. So it's another tutor that is recurring. And then the old classic, Buried Alive. Search your library for up to 3 creature cards, put them into your graveyard, then shuffle. The 3 creature cards is broken. And then Mana Rocks. You got Felwar Stone, Dimir Signet, Talisman of Dominance, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet. And then our interaction pieces, we got Fleshbag Marauder to trigger Sephiroth, and also it's a zombie. We got Liliana's Triumph. Sacrifice. It's an instant spell that allows opponents to sacrifice a creature. Withering Torment. Cursed Marauder. Flare of Malice. This is another protection piece. So in case someone decides to like exile our Gravecrawler, we can do this. Instant speed. We got Feed the Swarm. Murderous Rider. I like it. It's a zombie. It's an instant removal spell. The 3 mana cost is so-so. Arch Enemy's Charm. I think it's okay. We got a lot of black here. Exile target creature or planeswalker. Instant speed. Return 1 or 2 target creature card, planeswalkers, or creatures from your graveyard to your hand. So it's another recursion piece. And it's a life flinker. If ever you need that extra life. Sheoldred's Edict. Another sacrifice effect. We got Liliana, Dread Horde General. Really good card. Allows you to draw. Rot Hulk, another recursion piece. Enters, return up to X target creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield, where X is the number of opponents you have. Really good card. I'll set that aside because I'm gonna explain a combo. This one I'm having troubles keeping. It gives you bodies, but it's at a 6 mana. I don't know. Expensive, but I know. Gives you bodies. Noxious Ghoul. A lot of our creatures are entering the battlefield. And so a lot of them are zombies. So every time a zombie shows up, everybody gets a -1/-1. We don't run a lot of board wipes. So this is one of them. Gary. Oh, my Gary is all dinged up. See that? Grey Merchant of Asphodel. So it's a life drain bomb. Another combo piece that we have is Relentless Dead. There you go. Will Help. Allows us to draw. Creates bodies. Zul Asher. Another utility zombie that we have. Allows us to recur zombies from the graveyard. And some of our utility lands. We got put target zombie card from your graveyard on top of your library. Mortuary Mire. When you play this, you may put a creature card from your graveyard on top of your library. Sacrifice this artifact. Create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with Decayed for each corpse counter on this creature. Really good card. Allows you to create a lot of bodies. And then regenerate target shade, skeleton, specter, spirit, vampire, wraith, or zombie. If you wanna, if there's a board wipe and you wanna keep something really important to you. And then the lands. Man Tower, Path to Ancestry, Sunken Hollow, Dark Slake, Fetid Fools. The standard stuff. Standard, and then mostly black mana. But yeah. Rot Hulk. Let me get the combo partner for that. Okay, combo partner for that is Necro Duality alongside Rooftop Storm. What's going to happen is you have Rooftop Storm on the battlefield along with Necro Duality. But what happens is if Rot Hulk enters, there will be 2 Rot Hulks entering, right? So what you do is the non-token Rot Hulk, you sacrifice 2. Oh no. So the first thing that happens is 2 Rot Hulks enter, right? And then you have a creature on your graveyard. The non-token Rot Hulk gets the Gravecrawler, puts it in play, right? And then you immediately sacrifice the non-token Rod Hulk to a sacked outlet. And so that non-token Rod Hulk goes to the graveyard. And now the token Rod Hulk gets the original Rod Hulk and puts him back into play. And whenever a non-token enters the battlefield, not cast, but enters, you create a copy of it. So you can create that loop how many number of times, and it will allow you to get all the creatures from your graveyard. Amazing. And it doesn't just do one creature, it does for each opponent you have. Yeah. So that's my deck tech for my Gravecrawler commander deck. Oops, sorry. Grimgrin commander deck. I hope you like it. It's my take on zombie aristocrats. A really cool deck. I hope you enjoy. If you build it, let me know. If you have any improvements, let me know. I don't have the expensive cards, but I think this is a really competitive one. If we're talking about bracket system, since we have gifts and given, it's automatically going to be a bracket 4, but it can live in bracket 3 comfortably. People will not hate you. It's not really that strong yet. But yeah, thank you so much. Bye.